Norfolk Southern Chief Executive has agreed to testify before the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee next week concerning the train derailment his company was part of in East Palestine, Ohio. President Biden still has not visited the area. And we had Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg saying this about Biden not going to Ohio. Take a listen.
He's been very concerned throughout this process about what the people of East Palestine are going through. I think also a visit at that level can sometimes have a lot of disruptive effects, so would need to be thought of carefully. But I'm certainly glad that I went. Michael Regan, our EPA administrator, has been there twice and I think is preparing for a third visit. That's probably the most cabinet level on the ground presence for a rail disaster in recent memory, with good reason.
Disruptive effects, he said, if President Biden had gone. All right, so Governor Mike DeWine, Ohio, will visit the site again today with his wife. We'll keep you posted on what happens there from the ground.
All right, joining us now for more on this, former Arkansas governor and former presidential candidate Mike Huckabee. Governor, great to have you with us.
Well, thank you, John. Great to be with both of you. And, this is nonsense what Pete Buttigieg was just saying, that the president isn't going because it would be disruptive. He isn't going because he doesn't want to face those people. The fact is, the reason that a president needs to go to events like this is because he brings the national press with him. And with them come the attention that the people of East Palestine need. They don't need to be forgotten right now. They're going through some long-term situations with environmental concerns. And for, this whole thing about how he takes it seriously, as his press secretary keeps telling us. Buttigieg says, oh, he's really concerned. Well, show it. You're not doing it. You're not showing any concern.
Actions speak louder than words, and that's the thing about this administration. They think their words are enough. And I saw this. I don't know if you watched our friend Doug Collins' podcast. I know you're a big music fan, but he had on one of the writers, Neil Thrasher, who wrote Jason Aldean's Flyover States. And I think this story we're about to hear kind of illustrates the lack of connection that this administration has with flyover country, places like East Palestine, Ohio. This is Neil Thrasher talking to Doug Collins about the Biden administration actually sending a request to Jason Aldean to use that song. Take a listen.
They contacted my publisher and they contacted Aldean's people about using it on the campaign trail, Flyover States. And before I could respond, Aldean got back to his people and with a big old hell no.
I wonder if anyone had ever listened to the lyrics of that song before they floated that idea. What about Joe Biden and his campaign speaks to flyover states, other than the fact that he never went into these states?
I think it's another example of the Biden administration being so focused on symbol over substance. If they thought that using a song would convince the people in the flyover states they were really, really concerned about them, sure, why not? But we're not stupid out here in the middle of America where people like me live. I call it the land of God, guns, grits, and gravy. And it's a part of America that people like Joe Biden and the people surrounding him haven't a clue about. And that's really tragic because we make up a big chunk of America, but these are people who could care less about us. And most sadly, it's not just that they don't care, they don't know a thing about us. They think they do, but they really don't know much about us.
Yeah.
Governor, so many people are looking for change. 2024 can't come soon enough. We know the Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC, kicks off today just outside D.C. Some of the biggest, most prominent Republicans will be on the stage. We know Trump, coming off his visit to Ohio, will be speaking Saturday, but also Nikki Haley and Vivek Ramaswamy, who are obviously running against, have declared will be there as well. What are you hoping to see and hear from the GOP leaders that will gather for these days?
Well, this is sort of like the political version of American Idol. Everybody's going to be auditioning to be president. So the people who are going to be on that stage are going to try to put out their best red meat and see who goes and bites it and eats it, because that's really what will happen over the course of these next few days. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of reaction the audience gives them. There are some notable absences of some potential GOP candidates for president. They're not going to come. Part of the reason that people don't come is because in that straw poll that they always take, if you show really poorly there, it can be a real gut punch to your campaign before it even gets launched. So there are going to be a lot of folks sitting it out saying, oh, I have a scheduling conflict. Are you kidding me? We're not that dumb. You just don't want to go and risk maybe coming in 17th in the straw poll. I understand it. I just wish people would be a little more honest. It's kind of like when somebody gets fired and they're told by their boss, we've decided to go in a different direction. No, you didn't. You just got fired, dude. That's what happened. Let's just tell it like it is.
Yeah.
You're getting axed. And
It's not you. It's us.
Yes.
Speaking of something like this, we're mad about this. And DirecTV dropped Newsmax 5 weeks ago, Governor Huckabee. You know, a lot of Americans are going without Newsmax right now. We've been overwhelmed by the amount of support we've seen from the American public and members of Congress. Are you surprised that AT&T has kept at the fight this long?
You know, in a way, I'm not, because many of these big multinational woke corporations, they are clueless about what so many people in America are wanting. And I think it's a great example of the folks who don't know the people in flyover country. The truth is, this was a dumb mistake on the part of AT&T. You know, they don't throw off left-leaning networks, and they've taken now Newsmax off, which is a very growing, fast-growing conservative voice, very popular with so much of the public. And you wonder, just from a commercial standpoint, why? This is a good channel for AT&T to put on DirecTV. It makes sense for them economically to do it. But now what they're doing is they're ticking off a whole lot of their customers. They're losing subscribers, and they need to resolve this and put Newsmax back on and say, oops, we blew it. We're going to fix this.
Let's hope that happens. And hopefully they're listening to you, Governor Huckabee. Great to talk to you as always. Appreciate your time.
Thanks a bunch. Thank you.
Thanks, Governor. Always great to see you, sir.